had fallen upon the railway. The engines all found visibility very poor. And of course, Aberdeen was not going to keep quiet about his opinions.
How can I work in conditions like these?
Well, what choice do we have?
Not much choice, really.
Say, Alan, I have a question.
Alright, what is it?
From what I hear, you're quite the good storyteller. Care to tell us a story?
Well, I do know one story that fits the mood.
Once upon a time, there was a GWR 517 class. He had no name or number. He was the prototype for the class, and was very rude and arrogant. Other engines said that his arrogance would be the death of him, and they were right. In 1900, he had become the station pilot of Lowfell Yard. He hated being confined here, and always felt that he was needed for something more. The other engines took no notice of this, thinking that he was just being his old and arrogant self. However, one day, as he was moving some wagons, he would have the worst accident that was ever to be had in the history of the Rosworth Vale. As he moved the wagons, he wasn't concentrating, and didn't know that an express was coming through that line. As he moved, a shrill whistle sounded out, and he never saw it coming. Miraculously, every passenger had survived, and the passenger engine was fixed, but the 517 wasn't. He had been scrapped, but legend says you can still see him, not just as a see-through ghost, but almost as a real engine.
Yeah, right, ghosts aren't real. But I've seen this one.
Well, I'll still remain a skeptic. I'll leave you two with your ghost stories. Aberdeen rolled away, leaving Penn and Alan to continue storytelling. Soon, the guard gave the clear, and he set off. As he moved along, a thick fog had fallen upon the line. However, he didn't notice that there was another engine behind him, pushing the train whilst Aberdeen was pulling. As he approached Rosworth, he saw what looked like a GWR 517.
Wait, what? Driver, stop! Stop!
The driver did so, with Aberdeen slowing down. However, as they approached the station, the ghost wasn't moving. In fact, it stood still, glaring at Aberdeen. As Aberdeen completely stopped, he came face to face with the tank engine. For a moment, the tank engine said nothing, but the air grew cold, and all of a sudden, he said, "Go away." The tank engine had gone. Aberdeen, however, was terrified. He refused to move any further, and therefore decided to sleep in the goods shed, leaving another engine to take the train. He returned to the sheds next morning. He was still in shock after the encounter he had with the ghost last night. Penn and Alan were there, filling up on coal and water. They noticed Aberdeen's cold, pale look.
His ghost. Alan's ghost. It's real. It's really real.
Wait, are you being serious? You actually saw it?
Yes, he was just there in the station, and he told me to go away or something.
Oh dear, this can't be good. I have to go now. However, if I encounter him, I'll be sure to let you know.
Aberdeen collected his goods train and set off a few minutes later. However, all of a sudden, rain had fallen upon the line, and it made visibility very poor alongside the fog. He pulled into the goods loop at Armandale. He was glad for a rest. Stewart was in the shed after taking his morning passenger train up the branch. Just then, both of them heard a shrill whistle. Out of the fog came the Great Western 517. Both Alan and Stewart were terrified because they knew that despite being a ghost, that this engine was dangerous.
What do you want from us?
The tank engine said nothing, but had an eerie, creepy laugh. This terrified both Alan and Stewart. They were unsettled by the unhinged tank engine. The laughter stopped, and the 517 slowly rolled back into the fog. The rain and fog cleared, but both Alan and Stuart were terrified by the encounter. Alan left to head back to Lowfell, light engine. However, something just didn't feel right about that encounter. He knew that there was more to his visit. It exists. This ghost actually exists.
Wait, you said you've seen it before, Alan. What did you mean by that? Well, it was in 1915, during the Great War. He had appeared in the sheds one night. However, nobody knows why. That's the only encounter I remember.
So what do we do?
There's nothing we can do. All that we can really do is just wait him out.
Great. Now we have a ghost and no way to get rid of it. Just perfect.
Well, I suppose now what we can do is just go to sleep, hoping that it'll be gone by tomorrow, or the next day, or the next.
And with that, the engines fell asleep. However, Alec wasn't asleep. He was still awake. This mystery intrigued him, and he couldn't stop thinking about it. However, all of a sudden... Ah! What happened? What is this place? You are in my world. It is an alternate world, not your own. I see. Well, it's, quite the industrial line you have here. Why does it seem like everything but the fog is frozen? Because it is. Nothing in this world moves. Not even me. That's the reason why I teleport from here to the Rosworth Vale. I teleport so that one day I could get my revenge. That's why. I'm sending you back. But tell the others this. I'm never gone. I'm always there. Alec. Alec.
Alec. Wait, Alec. Alec, wake up.
What? Oh, where am I?
Your shed?
Oh, right.
Are you alright, mate?
No, not really. Alan, can I ask you something?
Alright, what is it?
When you said that engine came back, what do you mean by that?
Well, of course. He returned. Simple as that.
If I tell you something, you have to promise not to tell the other engines.
Alright, what is it?
So Alec told Alan each and everything that had been relayed to him by the 517. Alan visibly shook.
Well, I do think you're right. We should keep that under wraps for now. However, let's not get too worried about it. For all we know, it could just be an empty threat.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Ah, yes, the phone. Hello? Ah, Harold. Haven't spoken to you in quite some time. How are you? Good. I'm well myself. The wife is fine. Really? So it'll happen tomorrow? My goodness, I never expected for this to come so soon. However, since I was at the meeting, I should have expected it. Well, I suppose I'll have some very big news for my engines tomorrow.